Lesson number 7, Explaining Ion Tests with Equations. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the importance of using the correct formulae for elements and compounds, and describe chemical reactions using balanced formulae equations, and write ionic equations for the reactions of acids and the tests for other ions. To describe the simplest chemical reaction, we need to be able to write chemical formulae for the substances involved. The formula for an ionic compound can be worked out using the charges on the ions involved. This crossover method involves the following steps. Step 1. Write the ion's symbol and charges. Step 2. Cancel down the charge numbers if possible. Step 3. Cross over these numbers. Step 4. Tidy up the formulae, put brackets where more than one ion exists, and don't write ones. To describe what happens during a chemical reaction, we can use these formulae to write different types of formulae equations. Consider the balanced formulae equation for the reaction between sodium carbonate and sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid plus sodium carbonate goes to sodium sulfate plus water plus carbon dioxide. This could be written showing the ion charges and the state symbols. As the ions in solution can move about independently, they can be separated in the equation. The equation shows that the sulfate and sodium ions are not changed by the reaction. These are called spectator ions. Removing them gives us an ionic equation, which only shows the changes taking place. Hydrogen ions and carbonate ions form water and carbon dioxide. The changes occurring in precipitation reactions are made more obvious by looking at their equations. Consider the addition of barium chloride solution to sodium sulfate solution. The balanced equation reads as follows. Sodium sulfate plus barium chloride goes to sodium chloride and barium sulfate. Now separate the ions. Sodium ions plus sulfate ions plus barium ions plus chlorine ions goes to sodium ions and chlorine ions and barium sulfate. Remove the spectator ions and produce the ionic equation. Sulfate ions plus barium ions goes to barium sulfate.